Good morning and welcome to our event. I'm Betty Adams, Executive Director of the Southern Virginia Higher Education Center, located in beautiful downtown South Boston, Virginia. Thank you for joining us to celebrate the rebranding and relaunch of the R&D Center as ProductWorks at SVHEC, a new name and a new, larger space. We're excited to have South Boston's Mayor, the Honorable Ed Owens, with us today, and very honored to have as our special guest, Mr. Jason Elkoubi, Executive Vice President for the Virginia Economic Development Partnership. But before I introduce our guest, let me tell you a little bit about how we got here. The R&D Center was established in 2010 with a 3-year startup grant from the Tobacco Region Revitalization Commission. Its purpose, to support regional manufacturers and entrepreneurs. In normal non-COVID years, we typically serve about 40 clients a year, many repeat customers. And we've had tremendous success, and you'll hear from some of our clients later. But too often we heard the words, I had no idea these resources were here. And so we believed we could be assisting more businesses. And we knew we needed to do a better job communicating and promoting our services. And that's why in 2019, when we moved to the new larger space at Imperial Lofts, and as we were approaching our 10-year anniversary, we decided it was time for some purposeful reflection. So we brought in Gen Edge, Virginia's premier manufacturing and industry consultant, to conduct a strategic and tactical review. And that revealed some really interesting facts. Number one, our name was holding us back. It was confusing and didn't clearly describe the services we offer. And number two, we weren't capitalizing on the fact that we are the Commonwealth's only single source location for product design and development services. And I think that bears repeating. The Commonwealth's only single source location for product design and development services. So from there, we reached out to our clients and pick their brain through surveys and a virtual focus group to identify what words, phrases, terms do they identify with the work that we do. And from that feedback, we arrived at the new brand name, ProductWorks at SVHEC. So why ProductWorks? Well, everything we do is about advancing and energizing your product. And we wanted to make sure we selected a name that clearly identified what we do. And our work involves all aspects of product design and development, from designing and developing CAD drawings, to producing and perfecting prototypes, to short production runs. Clients can walk in with an idea and walk away with a product ready for the marketplace. The name ProductWorks reflects also our competitive advantage. We have the works in one single location. It also symbolizes how we can put our resources to work for you. And that's why the ProductWorks tagline is your vision, our resources. So thank you for joining us today. And now let me introduce our first guest. The Honorable Ed Owens has been mayor of South Boston, my hometown, since 2013. Ed has been the big man on campus since we were in high school, and not just because of his height. Star pupil and basketball player, Mayor Owens has been successful both in politics and business. He's a longtime commissioner of the Virginia Tobacco Region Revitalization Commission, and he has been a good and faithful friend to the Southern Virginia Higher Education Center. We are most fortunate to have his leadership in the town, county, and region. Mayor Owens.
Thank you, Dr. Adams. I hope you can hear me. And thanks to everyone who's joining us today to celebrate ProductWorks. The town is very proud to have the Southern Virginia Higher Education Center in our hometown, South Boston. While you may be more familiar with the center's efforts to bring high demand college degrees and job training to the region, we are also very fortunate to have the benefits of product design and development services provided by ProductWorks. By providing convenient and affordable services in one location, ProductWorks helps industry and entrepreneurs across our region energize and grow their businesses. Ultimately, that helps grow our economy and our community. While tomorrow we celebrate Veterans Day, and hopefully everyone will go out and honor our veterans and show our appreciation, On behalf of the town of South Boston today, congratulations to the Southern Virginia Higher Education Center and ProductWorks team on their new space and new name. We look forward to your continued success. Go forward and do good. Thanks.
Thank you, Mayor Owens. Thank you so much. So now it is my honor to introduce our next guest, Jason El-Kubi. Jason is the Executive Vice President of the Virginia Economic Development Partnership, also known as VEDP. The VEDP was established to encourage, stimulate, and support development and expansion of the Commonwealth's economy. Jason works closely with President and CEO Stephen Murray to lead the VEDP strategy and operations, and directly oversees activities related to economic competitiveness, international trade, incentives, research, IT, fiscal operations, and human resources. Jason, I really hate that you can't be in person today, but I'm so glad you could join us for this virtual event.
Well, thank you, Dr. Adams. I feel the same way, and I've got to say, I understand from you that it's a beautiful day there in South Boston. Really regret that I can't be there, but good morning, everybody. It's great to be with you virtually. I just want to recognize that there's a lot of good energy around this relaunch event, a lot of excitement, but I also want to recognize that that we're in a pretty challenging context as we reckon with the severe health crisis as well as the economic impacts of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. In fact, looking at the numbers today, we see that Virginia has roughly 6 to 7% fewer jobs than we had before the pandemic began. That amounts to more than 200,000 Virginians who have been thrown out of jobs due to COVID-19 and its economic impacts. And it's not just retail and hospitality. Virtually every super sector of our economy has been negatively impacted by this pandemic. The latest projections show that the jobs recovery in rural Virginia regions will not return to pre-COVID-19 employment levels until the fourth quarter of 2025. That's more than 2 years after urban areas are expected to recover. So we've got a lot of work to do. And in that context, the renewed focus and energy on ProductWorks comes at an especially important time as we put our shoulders to the wheel of economic recovery. The ProductWorks mission to energize new and existing industries and entrepreneurial startups will help companies in virtually all sectors to innovate with customized assistance with everything from design planning and prototyping to testing and small production runs. This is the kind of partnership that's always important to the competitiveness of individual businesses and to our overall economic growth, but it is especially important at a time of great disruption in the global economy and in Virginia's economy, with many companies shifting production models, reconfiguring supply chains in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. In short, Betty, your timing for this could not be better. I think it's also important to say that in this context, your fundamental mission as the Southern Virginia Higher Education Center has never been more important. Across the Commonwealth, we're focusing on retooling and reskilling Virginia's workforce for post-COVID-19 career opportunities. When you look at these impacts, almost so many workers have been affected, but the ones who have been disproportionately impacted are folks who already had low skills, also women, racial minorities. These are the folks that have been disproportionately impacted by the economic shock resulting from COVID-19. And these are the folks who will likely make up a significant share of the long-term unemployed as a result of this pandemic in the absence of targeted efforts to get them back into the workforce. In many cases, these folks are going to face an employment landscape where not only their former job, but even their occupation altogether have disappeared. And so SVHEC and other higher education providers are going to play an essential role in meeting the challenge and the opportunity of this moment for Virginia's workers. So Betty and team, I just want to congratulate you for everything you've accomplished. The wider community, Mayor Owens, all of your hard work and ingenuity have brought us to this milestone day. But I also want to thank you for harnessing the potential for accelerating Virginia's economic recovery and for energizing our future growth. It's so good to be with you today.
Thank you so much, Jason. We so appreciate that. You know, and under normal circumstances, this would be the point at which we would begin to give tours of the facility and give you some demonstrations and maybe give you some trinkets that they have done at the ProductWorks lab. But unfortunately, we can't do that. But we can do the next best thing. We have a video that we have produced that will give you a sense of what's going on and allow you to hear from some of our customers. So if we could run that tape. The Commonwealth, in my opinion, cannot survive without its vibrant rural areas. ProductWorks helps advance or energize the growth of new and existing industry and entrepreneurial startups.
So ProductWorks is a division within the Southern Virginia Higher Education Center. We don't train individuals. We actually work with entrepreneurs, small business enterprise, large manufacturers to help develop product.
We've got the works here. We've got everything you need to go from idea, design, and manufacture and marketplace.
When you combine all those resources with our human capital, then it's a whole team that comes together to actually start to help them prototype and to produce their product.
We have some of the most unique clients. One in particular is located here in Halifax County, TMI Autotech.
We are Virginia's only four-wheel vehicle manufacturer, so we need to prototype tooling on the fly very quickly. So a lot of the way we utilize this facility is through water jet cutting for tooling or sheet metal components, as well as some rapid prototyping that lets us get on it a lot quicker than we would have if we had to do it in-house.
Our experience working with ProductWorks was absolutely flawless and very easy. From start to finish, ProductWorks provided everything that we needed because all we knew is we wanted a trophy that would stand out among the rest. They came up through conversation with us on using oak as a medium and also the very high gloss, the aluminum and the detail carving of that. So this is a trophy the driver actually wants to win. And we're very proud that ProductWorks came up with it for us.
We invented a thing called the blind stapler. It's a tool for putting face frames onto cabinet boxes super efficiently, saves lots of money for the cabinet industry.
Mr. Stewart Top showed up literally with a rough sketch, that pencil drawing on a napkin that could have been done at a lunch event or something like that.
Our staff created a 3D model, and then we used our CAD CAM to develop a prototype.
We started putting it together, and right now it's selling very well. We're actually international. We sold our first tool to Canada last week. Everybody is like a team here. They bounce stuff off of each other really well.
We work really hard to be good listeners and to really understand what it is that they're trying to do with that product, not only from an engineering and build process, but also from a business model process.
For us to have a facility like this, it allows us to put our capital in different areas.
Our clients can make our resources work for them. These services are affordable and accessible, and they're all under one roof.
I've had options to go and have bigger places manufacture the tools. I choose not to. I want to stay here. I want to keep this working.
I think ProductWorks can be very important to the local community and to the Commonwealth because it is continually evolving and serving its customer. And that is so important today, that whatever you've been in the past is not at all what you might be tomorrow. And they have that attitude and exemplify it every day.
So that gives you an idea of what's going on at ProductWorks. And now I'm proud to turn this over to David Keneally and the ProductWorks team for the ribbon cutting and for our closing remarks. David.
Good morning. Thank you very much for everybody that's joined us here today. I think it was evident from that video that we actually do have a very well-equipped and very sophisticated workspace with some of the more advanced technology. But unquestionably, without the staff that we have, we would not be able to have the success that we have enjoyed. I'm really, really privileged to have very, very talented, very dedicated people to work with. I'd like to introduce the staff. First, I'd like to introduce Jerry Elliott. Jerry is our lead machinist. He comes with vast industry experience and problem-solving ability. is very diverse in the array of technical CNC equipment that we have. So we lean on Jerry quite a bit. Second, we have Mr. Bradley Overby. He is our technology manager. And as we are staying current with new technology adoption, whether it be in software or hardware, we lean and look to Brad to give us the guidance and the direction on what it means for us to be able to improve our services. We have Mr. Christopher Walker. Chris is our CAD and 3D modeling specialist, which is a critical part of beginning the process of taking an idea and starting to bring it through our full spectrum of product development. Chris also comes with vast welding experience, so he brings that skill set into the organization. And again, he is also diverse in working in our CNC technology with a focus on wood and composites. And last but certainly not least is Lily Toombs. Lily is the ProductWorks administrative assistant, and she's also an apprentice technician, very critical to our mission that we begin to look to diversify both young and workforce, and Lily represents that quite well. So without further ado, at this time, we'd like to have that fun ceremony of actually doing the ribbon cutting of the new ProductWorks location.
That's great.
So I hope you enjoyed that. It was fun for us just to put that together. Kind of shows a little bit about the way our thought process is. And I want to conclude with thank you to former clients that have joined us today. Clearly, you're critical to who we are and what we're trying to help with economic development. We also give great thanks to any potential prospective new customers that have heard about us and would like to learn more. Following this, you will have the contact information so we can have that meaningful relationship building conversation. ProductWorks works with large companies, small to medium-sized enterprise, entrepreneurs, and startups. So whatever hat you may wear under any of those categories, we'd be thrilled to have that conversation. Our partners are diverse. The work that we are do is diverse. We have portfolio representation that goes everywhere from, as the video said, a rough sketch all the way to developing the product and then going into limited production of that product and anywhere in between. So it's a great day. We look forward to the future. We want to serve the area, and thank you very much for spending this time with us.
Thank you so much, David. Really appreciate you and the ProductWorks team. And this concludes our event. I want to thank our speakers and guests for being with us today. Thank our clients, everyone who has helped make ProductWorks a possibility. And if you have seen something that interests you today, or seen something that you think someone you know might have an interest in, we're going to put some information up on the screen so that you can reach out. So you can contact David Keneally at info@svhec.org. And you can also see information about ProductWorks at that URL at the bottom of the page. If you just have general questions about the Southern Virginia Higher Education Center, you can also use that same email address, info@svhec.org. So again, thanks to everyone. We look forward to hopefully seeing you in South Boston at the Higher Ed Center or at ProductWorks. And stay safe and be well. Thank you.
Thank you.